Here we are back at Gila Flora, and this is the home page. I just want to talk a little bit about plant classifications. This isn't a botany class or a plant taxonomy class, but just a little bit of introduction here I think will help you. There are some groups, when we think about the plants in the Gila region, that most of these plants fit into pretty much three different groups: the monocots, the eudicots, the acrogymnosperms. Okay, I mean those are ones that you're going to be commonly probably dealing with. Okay, so let's take a look at the monocots. This is what's nice about Gila Flora. Once again, I just hit on monocots. Well, it tells us what monocots are. It's a class of flowering plants. The flowering plants are also known as angiosperms. They have one initial leaf breaking the ground. Okay, one leaf breaking the ground at the beginning. The veins are parallel in the leaves. The flower parts are in threes. Grasses, sedges, lilies, orchids, those are all monocots. The corn you may have had for dinner, that's a monocot. So that's a major group of flowering plants. Notice, or angiosperms. Notice here's our agave family, the Agaveaceae. The grass family is a gigantic family, Poaceae. There are some beautiful ornamental grasses. Okay. There are many species in the Gila in the Aeliaceae, the onion family, etc., etc. The monocots. Let's look at the eudicots. Well, it's another type group of angiosperms. They have two leaves breaking the ground initially. The veins are not parallel. They're reticulate. In other words, they're sort of netted. Okay? Kind of busy. The flower parts are in fours and fives. Okay? They do not have cones. They have ovaries which enclose the seeds, etc., etc. So let's see, what are some of the things that we know? Well, we've already talked about the milkweeds, Asclepiadaceae. Maybe you're really into gentians. So here's the Gentianaceae family. Okay. Anyway, notice just how many different families there are of eudicots, another very important family of angiosperms or flowering plants here in the Gila region. One last group, and I could do the ferns, but the one last group I'm going to talk about would be the acrogymnosperms. They are not angiosperms. They do not have flowers. They're not flowering plants. It kind of came out of this old gymnosperm, which you may have heard of way back. No petals or flowers. They do have seeds. Okay, so they are seed plants. So this acrogymnosperm means naked seed, and their seeds are born on the margins of modified leaves or cones. Okay, so no carpels like an apple is. Okay, in the eudicots or the monocots. But let's just look at these two families. Well, gosh, here's some stuff you know. Here are all the juniper species. Okay, alligator juniper, one-seeded juniper. You know a little bit about those. What about the pines? Here, this is there are some firs. There's the Douglas fir down here, Pseudotsuga, and these are all of the different pines. Here's the ponderosa pine, Pinus scapularum. So these are two groups, the Cupressaceae, the cypress family, and the Pinaceae, the pine family, in the acrogymnosperms. So these three groups, monocots, eudicots, and acrogymnosperms, are going to be plants that you are going to be very, very interested in this course. Ferns are a little bit more challenging, and maybe we can talk about those some other time. The mosses, for example, and the liverworts. Okay, that's challenging. We're not dealing with that. And of course, you know what lichens are, most likely, and algae, etc. But the three groups, monocots, eudicots, and acrogymnosperms, are what we're mainly concerned with in this class.